Good one, guys. The map is being loaded right now. We are about to get this one going. VWS versus STK. Winner will move on to face against the winner of Straight Rippin' and TCM Gaming. That matchup's going to be coming up next. But those guys definitely ready to go. The confidence is there for everyone. Looking for legit to go huge as well. We haven't really spoken a lot about him. And I think he's another player who could just show up at any point in time. This is going to be an epic matchup. Oh, it's going to be good. I mean, that's a great point. Legit and Nated together, of course, players who have been playing together for a very long time since their Halo 2 days. And they're back, of course, on the 10-year anniversary playing again. So we'll see if they're able to do it in this match. And we're ready to kick off the action right now. We're starting off with Ogre 2 on STK. We're here with Multiflag CTF on Warlord. You're watching match 3 of Winners Bracket Round 1, STK facing off against VWS. Ogre 2 now, obviously one of the greatest to play the game here. I had to kick it off with him because I wanted to see what he was going to be bringing to the table at the beginning. Now he's going to be looking around the middle of the map here as there is going to be some pressure. Oh, wait a minute. Ogre 2 going to have to drop back just a little bit here. But there's going to be some pressure coming over from that red side. Let's go ahead and jump over to Royal 2 now, who has a good vantage point on Goofy. He's looking to get that solid 4. That's going to be a killing spree, as a matter of fact, for Royal 2 as he finally gets taken out. Yeah, he gets that touch as well. Doesn't look like Heinz is in a position to jump top mid to run that flag, though, so that might be a dead flag. We'll see if they're able to get a grip on that. Now, Heinz trying to move there. He does have 3 seconds. I might be wrong, and he's going to get that touch. Amazing timing there. Heinz gets that to his plat. Right now, we'll see if now anyone is in position to continue to run that flag. Yeah, it seems like Royal 2 could be. That's going to be a double kill, though. Royal 2 looking to put this flag in. STK, can they do it? Yes, they do. And that's going to make it 1-0. STK taking the lead. Yeah, right there now picking up this shots. Ooh, Goofy with nice shots on Royal 2 will take him out. We'll go ahead and now switch over to the VWS side. We'll see what Nated is up to off of the respawn now. Portaling through. They're down to an early deficit. And like we said, if VWS does not really take this match seriously, no, they could fall down pretty quickly. Ogre 2 with another flagpole. VWS now getting challenged from top mid. Now Nated playing the portal game and trying to stay alive. He does get taken out, though. Yeah, there's not much he could have done there as we switch over to Goofy now, who is looking to actually defend that flag, and he is going to get that return. So that's going to be huge. But there's going to be a player inside the blue base, though, and that's going to be Goofy for the stop, hitting him with the melee, and that will pretty much stop any run that they could have had inside of the blue base for the red team. But still, 1-0. That is a glaring number there to see so early into this matchup, Bravo. Yeah, I got to say, one thing I just saw from Ogre 2 that I loved, he was weak in that vent when Goofy lifted up. Still managed to get the melee on Goofy. That's a huge play. Could be a sign of things to come from Ogre 2. Yeah, and that flag's going to get thrown around to the left side here. Mikwin's actually going to be near the vicinity to potentially make something happen, but that could just be a throwaway flag. And there's going to be Heinz there around the corner with the Sentinel beam. That's the first I think we've seen it so far, trying to do some damage to that thing. Of course, that can melt the shields of your opponent pretty quickly. He did try to use that, potentially team it with a melee attack right now. Heinz tosses that flag out. It looks like Mikwin going back and forth between the BR and the Sentinel beam and trying to stay alive on his own base right here. Oh, but Mikwin is going to get picked off before he can even use that Sentinel beam. Now Legit, though, is on the prowl in the top, but we got to switch over to Ogre 2 to see what's going on with him, because Ogre 2 actually finding 2 players up top. Goofy's going to get picked as Ogre 2 will drop back, and he's just shoots Snakebite, who is coming through the portal at the same time. He made it so he couldn't actually pour it through. Now might try to lift up here. It might just also use the nade jump. Lifts up through the vent. Now challenging in. Looks like a player is waiting for him here on the enemy flag. Picks up that kill on Legit. A nice job to clear the path for a potential flag run. Yeah, Ogre 2 is going to drop that flag down, and he's oh, there is going to be a player right behind him. There's going to be Mikwin, but Ogre 2 able to overcome that one. And that was huge there. Flag is going to be around 6 seconds before it will return back to the base. Goofy over by top yellow platform, as he's going to have to abandon that one. The flag goes right back. Nated, though, has that flag in hand. He will get taken out. Flag's going to be down presently, but Ogre 2 is just running around this map, and he's having his way with this VWS team. Yep, right now that flag does reset, so both flags back at home. Ogre 2 trying to figure out, looks like a lack of communication there, trying to figure out what's going on back home. I'd love to see what's going on with the VWS roster. We haven't gotten to take a look too much at Mikwin just yet. He does get taken out, but we'll go ahead and see what Goofy's doing. Looks like 4 players down, actually. We tried to show the VWS roster, but all 4 were dead. Nated is the first player up, and that flag is being ran by Camo. VWS in a tough spot. That flag is now being ran in, and we'll see if anyone on the STK side is in position to run it in. It looks like Snakebite is going to be that player now, going to grab it right off the spawn and go ahead and grab that. Now they go up 2-0.
STK with a great lead here over VWS just a few minutes into the match.
You could just tell the control that STK has in this game, Bravo. The VWS has not been able to set up properly, and every time it seems like they go for a push, they don't have that guy that's going to be there for the support to be able to, get a couple stops, cut off a couple of the routes some of these guys are going to be taking here. So now the flag is going to be down yet again. STK looking to make this one happen. Goofy's going to be right in front of him, and that's going to be 7 seconds left before it returns, but they have players around there, so they should be able to get that flag, or at the very least touch it. And no, they're actually going to let that one drop back. So, and why is that? Is that just because they knew that they just did not have positioning?
Right, yeah, especially with a 2-0 lead, Golden Boy. Sometimes you don't want to risk that map control, because on a map like Warlord, it's actually possible for the enemy team, should you lose map control, to do back-to-back captures. If they kill you and then kill you one more time off of the respawn, it can mean bad things. So generally, when you have that 2-point cushion, all you want to do is maintain map control and keep that a priority.
Yeah, well, let's see what's up with Naded, as he's going to be at a quarter shields now. Nade's flying in all over the place, waiting to see if he can get that, and he has to get this flag, and he does manage to do so. So he's going to have a full shield, running to this one, taking shots, still almost there. Now he's going to have no shields as he gets picked off, and the flag is going to be returned here. That is unfortunate for VWS.
That is a very big return there from the STK side, and actually Royal 2 is now in position to run this flag, trying to stay alive in the vent. He has tossed the flag out towards the enemy's vent portal. We'll see if he can try to continue this run. It looks like even strength for both teams. Finds 3 players there. No chance for him as he gets taken out. And a nice rally back by VWS to put on the pressure, making sure a third flag capture doesn't happen.
I got to talk about Ogre 2, though. He has camo and he has the flag. And you mentioned it before, camo being so important on Warlord. So he's going to continue to put some shots down. But look at the pressure, though, is he's actually going to have to drop back from this one. Camo definitely going to play to his advantage.
And look at that. He can continue to toss that flag out, Golden Boy. As we talked about earlier, being a pain in the neck in the enemy's base and continuing to toss the flag out in each direction constantly makes them turn back towards their base. They cannot go on the offensive when you have a player like Ogre 2 doing that. And with the 2-kill cushion, he has that luxury to kind of just keep being a pain in the neck in the enemy's base.
Yeah, and it's very agitating, right, as a player when you see that flag go down and in your head you're just like, come on, right? And like at that point you just have no control. You have no control if you're allowing the other team to just get into the base so easily, and no one's able to call that one out. But Naded, though, with that flag, he's actually going to get the jump, and this is going to be a cap, and yes, it's going to be 2-1 as VWS will be able to answer back here, but they're still going to be down by 1. They have plenty of time to work with.
Yeah, right now only down 2-1. So if we actually look at the clock, looks like just over 8 minutes left before we'd hit that sudden death mark. Of course, at the 15-minute mark, if one team is leading, the game will end. At the bottom right of your screen, you can take a look at the game timer, currently listing 23:02. That's your indicator, and that lets you know how much time is actually left in the match. And right now, finds a camo player, might take him out. Oh my goodness, and Naded punishing Hines, trying to lift up with that camo. As I said, Golden Boy, when you have the camo, you need to put it to use. You need to maximize its potential, and anytime you waste it, that could change the result of the game.
Yeah, Naded's taking a lot of fire, though, from the side, as he's going to have to abandon that position, sending nades out as he looks over across on top green platform and seeing what's going on here with, who is this, with Hines. Hines for the STK team. No, he's going to get picked off. Jumping back over to Mick when he gets taken out. And I'm going to stay with VWS here just because I want to see what they're going to be doing. They're on the hot seat right now, Bravo. They're down 2-1. They have time to work with here, but they have to make moves and they have to establish that control early on.
Right, and here's legit a legendary Halo 2 pro. He's returned for Halo 2 Anniversary. We'll see if he can help his team rally back. That flag is out, but he does get taken out. That's okay. Goofy is in a position to continue the run. He has a little bit of help from Naded. He might try to lift up here. Tosses the flag up into the flag. That puts it in the flag area. Naded is about to cap, and Naded does land the cap, and they tie it 2-2. 21:57 left on the clock. Amazing stuff there from Goofy. He tossed the flag up into the flag area, put it in the perfect place for Naded, who runs it in. That's a classic Warlock move.
That was such a great play there, and you could tell that communication between the two teams. That's exactly what you wanted to see if you are a VWS fan. So legit, taking some fires. He's going to jump back, but Goofy, we're going to stick with him because he has been a playmaker here in this matchup. Finding Ogre 2 across map, and he's taking fire from behind as he's going to be at about a quarter shield and will get cleaned up by Hines.
STK now running that third flag. We'll see Snakebite top middle. We'll see if he can get that across the map right now. Tossing perfectly, landing on the flag. He finally does get taken out. Is anyone on STK STK in position to touch this, and it's Hines. We'll see if he can grab it. He has camo, does not get the touch though. Looks like Royal 2 now will switch over to him, and he gets taken out. That was, for a moment, 4 players down for STK. Of course, now Naded running that flag. He gets the return. Now Naded running this flag. This is what we saw last game, and that flag actually drops. Unfortunately, Naded accidentally drops bottom middle. That's going to put a lot of pressure on and make it a lot more difficult to run this flag.
Yeah, and there goes a Sentinel beam. That is awesome, as Ogre 2 is going to be the victim there. Naded is going to be able to pick up this flag, and he uses
the flat route. That's an interesting choice. Might get taken out here, and that flag is going to stay. Let's see if it actually skipped all the way across. Is there anyone in position on the VWS side? And yes, it might be Legit, who's now waltzing his way to the flag. He gets taken out, and it looks like now Mikwin is the last hope if we want to switch over to that first grade. He gets taken out though right now. No, excuse me, but that flag is returned, and he gets taken out. Now on the other side, STK in a position to counter cap.
This is insane because, you know, VWS put all their marbles into that one, and it was just unfortunate for them that they were not able to capitalize on it. So looking around to see what's going on. We're going to stick with VWS here to see what they can do. Of course, 2-2 right now. Definitely not what STK, had in mind, because they had some great control at the beginning of the game. Big window, can't quite. Oh, that was actually a trade.
Nice trade there. Both players landing perfect 4 shots to eliminate one another. That shows you the skill level that we have here at the Launch Invitational. Staying on board with Mikwin off the respawn. We'll see if he can get his team a lead here. As you said, Alex, they were down 2-0 at the start of the match. They've quickly rallied back and brought it back to an even playing field.
That's right. So looking here to see what's up with Naded. He's putting some long-range shots into Royal 2, who legit managed to pick up. That's going to be a kill on Ogre 2 again. And pre-nading those, those teleporters there. Snakebite, he tried to challenge. That's going to be a headshot for Naded. And they're just continuing to push forward here. It seems like this could be the run for them. Naded, if he gets this kill, this will be huge for him. Having to back up. Royal 2, smartly enough, able to stay alive. Those nades flying in, jumping all over the place. Naded will get picked off, as there's going to be, I believe, 2 down right now presently for VWS.
Yeah, right now, let's go ahead and see what Hines is up to on the STK side as he picks up 1 kill, trying to stay alive, trying to get his team back in a position to get their lead back. They had a really strong start here, and what I was worried about, if you are STK, is you need to maintain the pressure throughout the match, right? You can't let up. You cannot let the VWS roster get back into this right now. As Naded trying to lead a flag run across the map, he's stopped right now. Nice route there to stay alive in the vent area. Going to try, but he finally does get taken out, and it looks like no one on VWS in a position to continue that run, so it might be safe for STK to continue to just look for map control rather than get the return.
Yeah, we'll stick with Naded off the respawn to see what he's going to do. Of course, both flags are going to be on the respective side of the bases here. Time's going to be dwindling down in regulation play. Naded, though, he actually saw one of the players there, again, just absolutely demolished with grenades, and Naded just continuing to look around. But look at this, the pressure coming from the teleporter.
Unfortunately, yeah, it gets pinched there. Just bad timing there, unfortunate for Naded as he pushed out. And we'll go ahead and see what Snakebite's up to. We haven't spent a lot of time on his POV. I want to see how he's anchoring his team here. As I said, Royal 2 and Snakebite, my 2 X factors here. They have the potential to take this team very far in the tournament if they are on fire. Finding players at the green base while he tosses to yellow. A nice play there. Might try to run this, but it is down near the vent. Not in the best position to try to run it. As he sees Goofy across the map right now, picking up another kill, and looks like still hesitant to run this, but it looks like they're actually waiting because Royal 2 has the camo. And now Hines running this flag back. If we want to switch over to Hines, he's about to bring this flag in right now, and that's going to be 3-2. STK takes the lead with just a little bit left in the match, putting the pressure on VWS.
That flag was grabbed and just ran right into the teleporter as soon as possible. Smart play out of Hines there as we stick with him, and now that flag is going to get thrown down. They're hoping to see if they can cause a little bit of a distraction, a little bit of a ruckus inside of the red base. 1 player there for the blue team. That's going to be Goofy. Flag is going to be picked up, but Legit is going to be able to. Yes, he gets the kill there on Hines. Ever so close, though, as Legit has it.
A switch over lit. He hit that back right, that perfect assassination.
This is huge.
Oh my goodness, might be able to capture VWS. He's taken out. We'll see if anyone's in position. And no one will get returned right there. VWS almost making an incredible play as Legit gets a sneaky portal back whack with the flag, but just a second away from capping. Score stays at 3-2 in favor of STK.
2 minutes left on the clock here for VWS. If they are not able to do this, STK will win it in regulation play. Over 2 long range, Legit going for the challenges. He's actually going to get the assist there. Now you can see once again that pressure is going to be on. That's going to be 2 down right now for STK. This is going to be huge.
It doesn't matter. Legit missed that jump, but they clean up the 3rd kill. Now 3 down on the STK side. They're in position to run this flag and potentially tie the game. Only a minute and a half left for them to do so before we'd hit that sudden death mark.
This is a pressure-filled situation. Flag is going to be in the hands, I believe, of Goofy. No, of Mikwin. I stand corrected. McWin
Oh,
trying
that flag
to
is down. We'll see. Oh, no, as a big return from Ogre 2. Legit was doing an incredible job holding down his side of the map. However, the rest of the VWS roster was unable to do so. That flag returns now. We have just over a minute left in regulation.
That's right. World 2 able to take out Naded. And Naded off the respawn. You know, these guys know that the pressure's on. 1 minute left on the clock for them to be able to do anything here. And we saw this happen actually before, I believe, when Optic Gaming was able to cap that flag. But then it ended up occurring that, you know, the agency were able to capitalize right away. So let's see if this is actually going to be the case. Goofy's going to be the player to watch here, as he is going to have the flag presently.
Oh, no, it didn't quite know which way to go. That might have cost him an extra second. Going to try to jump up, but that flag is down. Looks like we'll see if anyone is able to run it. Another player gets taken down. McWin now with the flag. He tries to toss the flag up. We'll see if anyone can do it now. Naded is in a spot to run the flag, and Naded able to cap that. They tie it up with only 30 seconds left. We are tied at 3. VWS able to secure that flag, but that flag is now being ran by Legit again. Somehow, Legit was ready to run that flag again now, and he's at green base. We'll see if they can turn this. That'd be an amazing double cap if they did, Golden Boy.
Yeah, that would be nuts, but those nades are going to be flying in green. Hines is actually going to go for the challenge here, and Hines will win that battle against Naded.
That was big. Hines winning that battle, trading with that player was very important. He does have help from McWin, though. They're going to try to run this flag in. We'll see if they can do so. Right now, Legit is alone. We'll see if he can run this flag up. Somehow staying alive. Manages to jump up to the platform, avoiding the grenades that he has help here. Finally gets taken out, and now we'll see if anyone on VWS is able to run it, but I think that flag actually has returned on both sides. Yes, both flags are back, Golden Boy. VWS almost pulling off an insane double capture to win the game. However, both flags now back at home as these teams will reset.
This is, again, I knew that this was going to happen. These two teams are hungry for a victory here, especially with VWS at PAX Prime. Legit, though, unfortunately, is going to get meleeed, and switching over to Ogre 2, who's actually low on shield, so we may see if he tries to stay alive here, but if there's one person who can, it is Ogre 2. And look at that, back to full shields, looking for the challenge again, finding one. Is he going to do it? No, he's going to get back whacked from behind there. That's going to be unfortunate for him, jumping over to Snakebite.
Yeah, Snakebite right now with full shields, holding down one of the side bases, catches McWin off guard. Love that play, picks up that clean 4-shot kill.
That's right.
Going to try to get man advantage here if he can, and those nades are coming into the vent. Needs to stay alive to be an anchor on this side of the map. As I've been saying earlier in the tournament, it's so important that you hold down those side bases. Those are essentially a secondary objective alongside the flag. You want to hold those side bases. Once you do so, you can really lock down map control.
Yeah, so look for Snakebite to try and get control there yet again. Legit, though, off actually getting picked off or getting a couple shots into him from Snakebite off the respawn there, and that those nades just blinded all over the place. There's just nothing he could have done there as we switch over to Ogre 2.
He gets taken out.
He gets picked. Royal 2 gets picked. That's going to be 3 down right now as Legit is going to have the flag, but no, he's going to get picked off, but his teammate's going to be there, and who has the flag right now? No one. It's actually just sitting there.
That's right. That flag just happens to be down next to the portal. However, no one on the VWS roster in a position to run that just yet, and we'll see if they can do it. But also, STK now pulling the flag as well. Ogre 2 moving the flag across the map. We'll see if he can stay alive. Nade's flying in. He stays alive somehow in the grenade area. Oh my goodness, and it gets the stick right there, and he gets taken out, but we'll see now what Royal 2 is up to with that flag still out. Now both flags have reset. Once again, back at home. Ladies and gentlemen, we told you Warlord flag is a fast game type, and right here, we're just barely trying to keep up with these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, like we have this awesome switching system of us just trying to get the different perspectives, and it's just been absolute carnage in this matchup. Royal 2 dealing with a lot, though, as Naded, on the other hand, he's actually looking to make some noise here over by Top Red. And what's going on your side, Bravo? What do you see presently?
Looks like Naded finally getting taken out. We'll see that flag. Both flags once again back at home, so Golden Boy almost 4 times in a row just now. We saw both flags pulled, right, and both teams are able to get returns. Now the reason that's happening is neither team has been able to lock down map control. Once a team does that, they'll be able to do things like grab top middle control, grab the camo, grab the side bases. However, these two teams, speak of the devil, Goofy now grabbing that camo, and this might be what VWS needs. He needs to make sure he doesn't die here. It's so important he stays alive with the camo.
Oh, but he's going to get picked off top mid, and I do want to commend though VWS for the help that Goofy was getting, but still just, and again, it wasn't really even his teammate's fault. Goofy just put himself in a position where he exposed himself to the base. Goofy, though, off the respawn is going to find a player near that teleporter, and let's just see if Goofy is going to stay up here because, he knows that there's pressure. No, he is going to get picked, and alternatively on the other side, Snakebite's turn to be featured on stream. Let's see what he's going to do here.
Yeah, Snakebite getting pinched right here. A nice cross mapping there from the VWS side, making sure Snakebite is not a threat in the side base. They know how important it is to lock down that area right now, trying to neutralize that threat. Looks like one player does drop, so the pressure is on STK, but Snakebite answers back with a nice kill on Legit, who is dropping down. Also challenges Goofy, has help, cleans up that kill as well, and they're in good position to potentially grab map control here.
Yep, and Snakebite looking around, and he, again, you mentioned these side bases all the time. This is basically where you want to be.
My goodness, amazing shots there. Look how many shots he's laying down, all the angles that he can hit, staying alive against Nated right there, engaging 3 separate players. I love what I'm seeing from Snakebite. What we need now from STK is Royal 2, who's in the base right now to get that flagpole.
That player, actually, that Snakebite was tagging has has to have an inclination that there's going to be pressure coming from behind, and they do. And so they're able to stop at least one, but Royal 2 is still going to be hanging outside of the base. Now it's going to be Snakebite pushing up alongside of him as the flag has been
right
pulled.
Now, what Snakebite is doing is actually blocking the respawn right now. He's making sure no enemy team is spawning in the area where they're running the flag. You want to force the enemy respawn on the other side of the map, and that's what they've done. They might be able to bring this home.
Yeah, now who has the flag presently? It seems like
Royal 2.
It's going to be Royal 2 with the flag. This could be it as the flag's going to be pulled, and that's going to do it as STK will take it 4-3 here in game number 1.
And I gotta say, amazing discipline from Snakebite there. Just really nice stuff. As you saw him holding that side base, it looks like Royal 2 was not gonna be able to get a flagpole, right?
Yeah.
But he was patient. He waited inside green base, made sure he locked down that area. Then you saw Royal 2 run that flag through the green area. They forced the respawn yellow. That's textbook Warlord flag.
Brilliant stuff there, and now VWS has a lot in front of him with lockdown, but I definitely do think that VWS could come out on top in this lockdown matchup, strictly because you get that sniper, in Nated's hands, or even Legit's hands. I mean, they can cause a lot of problems. Or excuse me, not Legit, but just causing problems in general is what I'm looking for Legit to do, as well as Goofy. That's kind of been what we saw from them at PAX Prime. Nated has to slay his heart away. On the other side, though, you got STK. That they're feeling great after that one, because Snakebite, and you mentioned it, you said Snakebite and Royal 2 are going to be your guys to take note of. And Snakebite definitely proved that there. He was, again, you said the word discipline. That's very true. He hung out right by the side base. He was just putting shots down on nearly everyone, and it was showing there, and that's why STK were able to take this one. Just brilliantly played.
I love what I saw there. Once again, it was also kind of a very similar match that we saw from the first game, right? We saw a rally back at the last second. VWS is able to cap. However, if a team is able to cap in those last seconds, right, it's generally an indicator that the pressure was on their side. They did not have map control, and that's exactly what we saw. And STK able to keep their composure. They play a few minutes into overtime, and they lock down that last flag.
That's right. Definitely was a great game, guys. Now game 2 coming up next. It's going to be Lockdown Team Slayer. Will Nated and the crew be able to answer back, or will STK close this out with 2-0? Find out after the break. Losing the series, and that definitely will not happen. Which I would not be surprised, you know what I mean? Like if that were to be the case, just because of how crazy this whole tournament has been. But I think STK has the confidence going into this. VWS, though, I'm very confident that for them personally, I'm very confident that they know what's at stake here. They know that they have all the capability to be able to come back into this Lockdown Team Slayer game. This opening is going to be so important, and actually we're going to kick it off with Nated. He's going to be that player to watch.
And I'm really curious to see what kind of start VWS has here, right? We know they can rally back. We know they're a good team. But off the break, how are they going to judge this, right? They don't want to go down to an early deficit, but of course they do want to ensure that they have map control. So that risk-reward scenario is going to be really interesting in the first few seconds of the match.
Yep, that's right. So the map is being loaded presently. We're about to get into this one, guys. Lockdown Team Slayer, VWS facing off against STK. And we are going to be kicking things off with none other than Nated. Let's go ahead and hop into the action here as things are going to be kicking off. Let's make this one happen.
All right, now jumping on board with Nated once again. This is game 2 and winners back at round 1. VWS versus STK. STK currently with the lead 1-0 right now. Thank you so much for joining us at twitch.tv/Halo. This is the 50K Halo Master Chief Collection launch invitational. Royal 2 lighting up with the sniper as he hits a double kill across the map. If you want to switch over to Royal 2, who's putting on a show, we'll go ahead and show you a little bit of that. Now tied 3-3. We'll see if he can challenge this player right now. As we were saying, Royal 2 can be pretty deadly with the sniper. Hits the body shot, tosses the sniper off the map. That's not a terrible decision. That'll make sure that the enemy does not grab it.
Yep, that's right. And looking here to see what's up with Snakebite. Now finding a player, BR2 actually is going to have no shield, just trying to stay alive, and he will get picked off. And that's going to be Nated, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Nated now in position. They have a 1-kill lead now, pushing on Library. And like we said, this is now a very aggressive push here off the bat from both teams. Now Makeman with the sword. Going to try to stay alive in the Library, but before the match we were wondering how this was going to play out, if teams are going to watch each other. Tries to hit the jump to the bottom and does not hit it. Looks like he wasn't sure if he wanted to go to the second level right there or to the first level. Unfortunately, gets that suicide right there, and that's going to give him a little bit of time off the map. That's unfortunate. Now we're going to stay on board with him, though. They're down by 3 kills. We'll see if he can get his team back in gear and get back into this game. Yeah, look at this boosting up. Nice play there, right there, but it might not pay off as they're trying to get up, and he decides it might be better if he drops back down, as that sword did not look too friendly. But I love that first try right there, boosting up to BR2. That's a classic play, using another player to make sure you get on the map. Nice job. They're going to trade there with Ogre 2. That's well done. Now, if we want to go back on board with Royal 2, now 15-8. The game is quickly slipping away from VWS now with sniper rifle control in the hands of STK. They've also got a 7-kill lead, nearly double that of their opponent. Yeah, Royal 2 just going to try and hold this one down. Pressure's going to be coming up from bottom S1 here. Teammate's going to be there for the, at the very least for the stop. And wait a minute, no pressure coming up, and he's going to get that shot melee. That was going to be legit. He pays dearly for that one, 16-9. Yeah, right now watching to see if someone dropped down. They do not now with a healthy lead. This is what I was saying. VWS does not want to let this happen. They're trapped at the BR tower. Royal 2 hitting the shots he needs to push VWS back, and earlier hitting those snipe shots to actually increase his team's score. So nice stuff from them as they now have sniper rifle tower set up with the sniper in hand and a 7-kill lead. If you're STK, you do not want to let this slip away. They just need to play smart for the rest of the match. Hits the shot on Mikwa. Nice job. They're going to go for 2. Forced to back down. Decides to reload. A nice job. They certainly have enough lead here where he can get away with that and just control this tower. Yep. He has 5 bullets left in that sniper rifle, which if they're all headshots, you guess it. Math is easy. He could go for 5 kills on that. The one thing you got to keep in mind is that D-scope, right? I mean, every time he's going to poke his head out, he's going to come right back out of that scope, and that is a good balancing mechanic there. It's definitely something you will see players have to compensate for. Oh my goodness, he gets right there. A nice job to hit that no scope though. If we want to show Snakebite, who just dropped the sword, he's going to leave that for a teammate, but the sniper rifle now in his hands. His team's still up by 8. It looks like someone behind him will grab that sword, so they will maintain control of both of those weapons. Now sitting on the Gandhi ledge that I was referencing earlier right there, you can actually sit on that doorway. It lets your head peek out just a little bit, and it's very hard for the enemy team to spot you. Yep, that's right. Snakebite trying to go for that shot, but he couldn't get a clean one because he just kept getting D-scoped every time he got shot upon. And Snakebite looking to get on the ledge again. He's trying to go for the quick one, but not going to be the case here, as no one from STK has been able to push up, but it seems as if as if we have some movement here from VWS. That's right now, Mikwin and Nated debating. They're under glass. That means they're nearly behind enemy lines. They're debating how they're going to push into the map right here. Taking nades from blue as well. They are weak. We'll see a third one coming in. Ogre 2 pushing in, but it looks like nice teamwork here. Amazing job there from VWS to stay in this match, using some great teamwork there to lock that area down, see if they can push in now through glass, but unfortunately, Nated actually surprisingly pushing back. So challenging there a player on the elbow. That's not going to do it for them. 2 of his players died. You got to wonder why Nated didn't push there under glass with his teammates. They are both taken out, and now once again, they're down by 9 kills. Yeah, I mean, I guess he felt that he could provide them better cover from, the BR ramp and just looking over toward that mid bridge, maybe, seeing if he can cause some problems there. But his 2 teammates getting picked off right away was definitely something that was unfortunate. Yeah, he might have just wanted to divide right there, kind of their portfolio of map control, and instead sit back while the enemy team pushes together and kind of put confidence in that push. But unfortunately, it looks like it does not pay off for them as those 2 teammates do get taken down. Now 26-14. Once again, STK with really complete map control. Nated once again going to try to push under glass. Find Snakebite. He's not in a position to push though right there because let's see if he can try to stay alive. Going to try to pick Snakebite off. Yeah, he needs to stay alive there. But of course, right now STK with excellent map control. They have the sniper rifle tower set up, and you got to wonder, Golden Boy, if that's going to be a trend through the rest of the tournament in Halo 2 Anniversary. In Halo 2 Classic, we saw the BR tower was king. However, so far teams are looking to opt so far for that control of the sniper rifle tower. Yeah, I mean, I think that, for whatever reason, it seems like that's just the preferred, approach for all these guys, of course. And Nated actually, with that shotgun, he's able to pick off one that's going to be Ogre 2, as Ogre 2 is hanging out at the top of the lift there. And Royal 2, as a matter of fact, as we jump back with STK, does have control. The snipe is going to get a body shot, though. And try to get another headshot, but that turned out to be a body indeed. And Snakebite with that sword, too. He's going to get a cut, having to run away, half shields, as he manages to get out of dodge there. But still, they lost a little bit of the control because Mikwin has... Mikwin with the AR 2 bodies there, as a matter of fact. Yeah, nice job there. Mikwin with the AR keeping his team in this match. But Golden Boy, I tell you, I got to look at the scoreboard now, 30-19. They're down by 11 with just over 9 minutes left in the match. Certainly possible for them to come back, the VWS side. But STK right now poised to advance through this winner's bracket right now as they're playing very very well on Lockdown TS, and I think playing faster than we expected them to play. As I was mentioning earlier, VWS, a roster that can play this game very quickly. However, I love what I'm seeing from STK so far.
Yeah, Snakebite tried to stay alive there and take advantage of that sword, but that was not going to be the case. Let's see, 31-25 right now, as we're going to jump over to Legit, who has the sniper rifle. Let's see what he's going to do with it.
And I got to say, they were just down. It was 30-17. It was around 30-17. Now it's 31-25 right now. Only a 7-kill game instead of what was nearly a 15-kill game. So VWS is rallying back. Make no mistake about it.
Yeah, Legit able to get a connection there with that shot there. Good stuff from Legit as he's going to drop back and, of course, just continue to patrol around the sniper tower. But his teammates pushing up on BR. He actually are going to get cleaned up. That was going to be Goofy.
That was a 31-33 game right here. Amazing stuff from VWS right now. Legit anchoring the sniper tower with the sniper rifle, and now a 2-kill game. I can't say enough. VWS is back in the match.
But you know what, though? Legit needs to be careful. His teammates are on the complete opposite side of the map here. Legit could leave himself exposed. That could potentially
and looks like
lead to something.
2 players right now are top middle. If we just saw that, Naded and Mikwin just went top middle. It looks like all the team is bottom blue. Let's switch over quickly to one of the players on the STK side. They're all bottom blue right now and bottom green, all huddling down here. All 4 players are trapped right now. VWS has total map control. Naded with the sword at top blue. Legit with the sniper rifle at snipe. So Naded right now is behind enemy lines. He has the sword waiting for someone to lift. If we want to cycle through the STK roster right now, we have Ogre 2 right here, bottom left. You can see all 4 players right here as that nade does come in, and they know they are all trapped down here. They need to stay alive. They're all in green. They have the lead. Golden Boy, this could go either way.
Process of elimination at this point is really what it was, and so now that they know that they're trapped, I mean, this is not good. But at the same time, though, and this is kind of
now Legit has moved over to top blue as well. If you want to show Legit very quickly, now looking down with the sniper rifle, trying to get an angle on anyone who might be down low. We'll see if he can hit this shot. Now 34-31. Looks like one of the players of VWS did overextend themselves and challenged alone. So a 3-kill lead still for STK.
But I wanted to point that out, right? STK knows that they have the lead, so they can play this one slow and let VWS get anxious, and that could end up causing them.
Yeah, I tell you what, Golden Boy, we haven't seen something like this in a long time. Lockout and the structure of the map kind of lends itself to this. As kills now being exchanged, now 35-32. That means 2 kills were now traded, and we're still in the same situation. I tell you what, also, Golden Boy, worth noting, if VWS is able to continue to kill 1 player at a time, they'll actually force that bottom spawn every time. But now Ogre 2 might now be forced to spawn bottom. But it looks like finally STK has pushed out of the bottom of the map. Now 36-35. They're going to be pushing on Legit right now.
Yeah, Legit needs to be very careful here, and he's going to see if he can pick a player off as he jumps up on the ramp, but that's not going to be the case. Nade's flying in, though. That's actually coming from the bottom. They have gained the lead, and Legit is going to be able to secure the lead, making it 40-37 as the blue team are able to answer right back. Brilliant work here out of VWS to kind of play that one out and let STK make the mistake.
I can't believe it, Golden Boy. Let's switch over to the STK point of view one more time. Let's go to Ogre 2. All 4 players of STK trapped bottom green once again. They are trapped here. VWS displaying amazing map control right there as Legit hits that body shot, and STK is falling apart.
And now this is where VWS is going to thrive, because they know that they have them trapped in there. They have to push out. They have to make moves, because it keeps going like this. They are going to, this is going to be over.
And here comes the push. Ogre 2 now pushing with Hines. They clean up that kill now, 42-39. We'll see if they can clean up this kill. Legit has the shotgun, lands the shot. Hines with a nice job there, keeps his team in this match now, 44-41. We'll see if VWS can maintain this lead.
This is absolutely insane, Bravo. A 2-point lead, but STK have spawned on the sniper side of the map. Goofy's going to be in a world of hurt here if he's not careful.
Oh my
Nate's
goodness, somehow he stays alive. Amazing stuff from Goofy. VWS has 2 players under glass right now as the whole battle has shifted from blue now to sniper. NBR. Hines needs to stay alive. They can't give up these kills. They give away 2 now. Looks like it's 46-42.
Yeah, and it seems like World 2 actually just, he ended up getting cleaned up on that one. Ogre 2 had the sword. Not going to happen for him. Goofy with the shotgun, now with the sword in hand, looking over by BR3, see if he can find anybody. 47-44, 3 points left, and they're going to be able to win this game. But never mind, it's going to be a 2-point lead here, though, for VWS, which is very fragile at the late part of this game. You have to be careful. But Naden now, he's going to be pushing in inside of the BR tower.
He just got the kill on Hines. That's huge. He's behind enemy line. Going to
try
try to clean this up now. 49-45, only 1 kill left, and that's going to be it. VWS rallies back and wins game 2 as the crowd erupts. Amazing stuff here from VWS. They were down by 3 kills, trapped STK in the bottom green. And I tell you what, it just so happened that once VWS started rolling with map control, STK with a series of bad spawns, and they continued to spawn in the bottom of green tower twice over, VWS made no mistake about capitalizing on that opportunity. Amazing stuff from VWS. Now series tied 1-1.
It's like STK, when they got trapped the first time, you're thinking to yourself, like, okay, maybe someone's going to make a foolish play, make a mistake, and, that could end up costing them. But no, that actually was not the case
and
here.
I've got to say, even though Miquin actually pushed under glass and gave them another kill, giving them a 4-kill lead. However, VWS did not give up, and what I was worried about was if STK pushed out and got a few kills, they would get another green spawn, and that's exactly what happened. All 4 players need to push out of that area, otherwise they will have that proximity spawn and they will spawn near each other. So amazing stuff from VWS to win that game 2. We're now tied 1-1 heading into game 3, the finals of that series.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one, guys. King of the Hill on Warlord coming up next. Who's going to take it? Will STK be able to close this series out 2-1, or will VWS ride that momentum to a victory and potentially meet the winner of Straight Rippin' and TCM Gaming? Find out after this break. All right, so with that being said, the matchup, the players are in the lobby by the Beard of Zeus. It seems like we're going to get this one going here in just a little bit. And the players getting ready to go, obviously fist bumps and bound as they know that the pressure is on. King of the Hill on Warlord. We've seen, we saw this in that Opta Gaming Agency matchup. Agency controlled the game, but I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit more down the middle here. So this one starting up as the map is loading up. Who do you want to kick it off with first, Bravo?
I'd love to see Legit right here. I think he played so well in that last match with his team.
He was a difference maker.
Yeah, making sure that his team was on par. I think his whole team actually rallied together to come back in that game. But I'm particularly interested to see if VWS is going to be able to rally back, win 2 straight, and send STK to the loser's bracket. I don't think we thought that was a possibility after game 1, but VWS has proven us all wrong as we're kicking off Warlord King of the Hill. Of course, first to 300 points is going to win. To earn points, you need to stand within the hill and rack up time. We'll see which team is able to do that, and the game is now underway as we're going to go ahead and jump into that. Kicking things off with Legit of VWS, finding a player bottom middle, and right now both teams, the first goal, Golden Boy, is to get the control of the map. Then you can worry about getting time.
Warlord has proven to be so fun to watch and so intense for these players to be participating in. So looking forward here as Legit's actually going to be pushing up. A is going to be up for the picking as only 12 points have been put on the board, and that was from STK who got control. But now it seems as if A going over to VWS. They're getting some time in there, and that's important at the beginning here.
Yeah, I tell you what, Legit actually just used that little jump there from that shotgun platform, that short platform to top middle. That's a pretty quick shortcut that can save you a lot of time on the map. So we're already seeing in round 1 players using that new skill jump.
Yeah, and off the respawn, Legit able to find one. That BR so solid from him. And 10 seconds left on A as it's going to be making its way over to the base here for B.
Legit. It's on the receiving end of the shotgun. Nice job there. I want to see what's up with STK. Let's switch over to Ogre 2. We'll see what he's doing on the plat right now. His team is up 17-6. But as we saw, early leads in King of the Hill don't mean much unless you can sustain it through the control of the map throughout the entire match now. So really both these teams trying to battle and get control so that B is really the first hill where you can start to rack up time, Golden Boy.
Ogre 2 is going to get picked off there. That was actually going to be Naded who pushed up. Quite aggressive. Only 6 points on the board here, but still very early in this matchup. 35 seconds to pick, so every single second that you're holding the hill, that means that you're getting a point. And Ogre 2 up to respawn, not having good luck there yet again. Able to pick off 1 kill, but not quite able to stay alive. 2 down right now for VWS. 3 down right now for VWS as Goofy is going to be the last man standing, pushing him into the camo. He's going to whip on that melee, and he's going to get picked out.
Yeah, Ogre 2 right there, smelling Goofy coming up behind him. Make sure he cleans up that kill. We'll stay on board with Goofy to see if he can redeem himself. Right now, that was amazing awareness from Ogre 2. Now 34-7, VWS is down. STK off to a good start. If they can keep this up, they're going to build a lead that we saw similarly to the Agency.
Yeah, well, VWS is going to be losing 2 guys here at this time, and they're getting them off the respawn, but Naded tried to stay up.
Amazing trade there with Ogre 2. A nice job there to make sure that he traded.
Needed that.
Want to go ahead and see what's going on with Hines on the STK side. Haven't seen a lot of him this series. Now 35-7. As I said, not much movement here as both teams are trying to feel each other out for this C hill. Neither team wants to overcommit and potentially, lose map control for 30 seconds. If you do so, you'll really see a deficit on the scoreboard. So both teams playing a little bit hesitant right now.
Yeah, which is actually a far cry from what we saw in game number 1, where Agency was just taking it to Optic, and then they started to slow down. But you know how it's going to happen here. It's going to be slow.
Needs to stay alive. They're surprised that he overextended himself right there because the hill was at C, but the hill will be moving very shortly. STK still maintaining control. I love what I'm seeing from them now as they do rack up their score to 44-7. VWS yet to hit double digits, and we're 3 minutes into the match.
I was just going to say that, we know that it's kind of gotten a little slow here in the beginning, but it's going to get crazy toward that midpoint in the game if either team is not careful. Now D is going to be right for the pick, and here is Ogre 2 is going to be pushing forward.
Ogre 2 seems to get spooked near the portals.
He's always expecting someone around the corner there, and because it's happened quite a bit in this tournament. But in any case, Ogre 2 finding some nades over on the left side.
Look, I love what he's doing right now, right? Does not need to challenge that angle. Instead, he forces nade towards him right there. Almost cleans up that kill, but regardless, gets a lot of time on the clock for his team. Let's go ahead and see what Legit is up to on the VWS side, switching back over to the other side of the stage now. 58-11. Finally, VWS racking up some time.
Yeah, and one thing I got to point out is Legit's use of the portals here, man. I mean, he had a long-range position before, managed to slip through the portal, came up right behind the D hill. So that's, again, just a credit to him.
He might try to camo jump right here. What he's going to grab the shotgun on the way. Now get the quick camo. Love that play right there. As he saw that earlier, he had his eyes set in it. But nice job there, I got to say, from STK to neutralize that threat. They did not want Legit getting away with camo. As you said, Legit a major threat around the portals, and I can't even imagine with camo how much he'd be able to sneak around the map. Now 66-26 is the score.
Yeah. Oh man, that is unfortunate.
That's 4 dead for VWS, Alex.
Yes, 4 dead presently. As we're going to just jump over to STK because they have full control of this game, 79-26.
And they're going to come flying out of this base right now. They're likely all going to be spawning around blue, potentially getting split spawns at red and blue. But STK is poised to maintain this map control through the rest of the match.
Yeah, I mean they're not doing anything wrong here. They've lost control maybe 1 or 2 times, but it's really just
look at Ogre 2 just waltzes into the base, takes out Naded, not even anyone else challenging. Really making a statement there as he just pulls through the portal. Now they're up 90-32 as STK is going to maintain control. Amazing objective play from them.
Yeah, Royal 2 just going to continue to hold this one down, knowing that he has teammates there to cover his back. Going back over to A here as Royal 2 on the push as he finds Mikwin. 2 players, as a matter of fact, VWS putting in 2 shots apiece for both of them. So they know that they're not in the best positions here. Shield pop from Mikwin as that's going to be unfortunate for him. But
somehow did not get that trade right there. It looks like somehow he stays alive, but
Heinz has camo, by the way.
Oh, yeah, let's take a look at Heinz now, 106-32. Heinz has his second chance with camo. Earlier he got taken out. We'll see if he can instead use this to make sure his team maintains that lead and potentially even builds upon it now, 107-33. He's going to want to get up top here. We'll see if he actually tries to move up on this platform right there at much better vantage point, and he can do things like that.
Just continue to cause problems here for VWS. This could be a
triple
kill for Heinz as he just shows up big time here, and he's going to get the extermination. What a play out of Heinz here. That is what you want to see. STK coming out strong, 130-33.
And I think right there, Heinz did exactly what we were all expecting him to do with that camo. He had redemption, gets the extermination. For those of you at home, that is killing all 4 of the enemy players, not necessarily within 4 seconds of each other. That would be your overkill, but getting those 4 kills means he eliminated each player 1 by 1. Now they're up 130-35, and as I said, what he did was build upon that lead with his team. Amazing slaying from Heinz.
Yeah, and B, though, will be in the control of VWS, which they need every single point that they could possibly get. Snakebite and Royal 2 are engaging presently, as we'll actually jump over to Naded and VWS, because they have to fight back. Now, that was going to be a shot for them. It seems like camo was picked up,
that went to Royal 2. He died, so he burned that camo. Naded made sure he took him out. So VWS right now wants to try to get some time on the clock. Mikwin doing a really nice job in the hill, actually racking up right here what looks like 20 seconds over the past few.
Yeah, that's right. 130-56 as VWS struggling here to be able to maintain control. C is going to be coming up here in just a second.
Oh, great nade
naded. Yeah, actually,
gotta love that classic Warlock nade right there, knowing that he can bounce that off the platform to hit the portal if anyone is hanging out around there, which we've seen a lot of players liking to do. It allows you to really be versatile in the angles that you challenge from right there. Now 130-73 as they start to bring this match back.
Yeah, and this is something that happened in that Team Slayer game, and I mean, granted, it's a different game type, objective-based, base, but still, it's there where you have to ask yourself, you know, STK having a hard time closing areas in that lockdown matchup. I don't know if that's going to necessarily happen here, but it definitely is something that you got to point out because, I mean, you know, they've been able to come back. This team was held at one point under, you know, they were not able to get into double digits. They were held under 10 points.
That's right.
And now it seems like they're getting competitive with them, right? 130 to 83.
Yep, we'll see
they
if
can
Heinz
hold this out for a little bit and be able to come back.
Camo round 3. We'll see if he can do
That's true.
just as much damage here. He's going to keep the enemy team at bay. Walks into the hill for just a second. He'll likely drop if he gets challenged, though, as his hill now is going to move to D in just a moment. Going to rack up some time here. Nice job. It's going to be difficult for the enemy to find him. Right now, he just wants to stay alive. Surprising, he tries to stick with the other side, but I love the spot he's in right now. He can't be challenged from too many angles, and they continue to increase their lead.
Yep, and having that camo in there is going to throw everyone for a loop because they know that he's like, well, where is he? Where is he located?
He's there,
yeah.
but
yeah, exactly. But so now Naden pushing up. Heinz is going to be able to secure that one, and the pressure comes from behind as Heinz will get taken out. So. Yeah,
I gotta say, Heinz definitely got redemption on the first camo run. He has certainly made up for that as his team is now at a dominating lead. We'll go ahead and see what VWS is up to. Perhaps jump on board with Naden, who's just jumped through the portal, now challenging, gets that comeback kill. That means that he was killed 3 times before that without picking up a kill, so he's back in the match. And we'll see if VWS, now Goofy getting challenged from multiple angles, tries to stay alive, wins that battle though, and excuse me, now wins the battle against Ogre 2. Looks like that shot did not connect, so now 162 to 85. And it looks like we're seeing more of the same though, Golden Boy. VWS started to rally back, but once again, STK making sure that that lead is strong enough to keep VWS at bay.
Well, and that was the worry that I have for STK, right? Because we saw that in the lockdown game where, you know, VWS was able to come back midway through, and STK just did not expect that to happen. I'm like, well, are STK having trouble like closing out here? Because that could be a big problem, especially for a team that many believe could make it to the finals. But for VWS though, they can't allow STK to get the garbage time, which, you know, like those like 2 to 3 seconds, or excuse me, the 2 to 5 second time there. That time is frustrating, right? Because that's when you can kind of play with that mathematically impossible territory. And that is something that VWS has to be cautious about.
Yeah, let's go ahead and switch over to Ogre 2 right now as 168 to 108. Still, of course, possible for them to get back in this match. Now, Ogre 2 will be back in just a minute. We'll see what he does off the respawn.
Yep, Ogre 2 here, you know, one of the greatest Halo players of all time back here at the Launch Invitational. They do have control of E, but they're not going to get the time that's needed. But they are going to just be able to walk right into A, unopposed. That's just been something that's been happening all throughout this matchup here. VWS has been struggling with that double kill for Ogre 2 as he was able to take out 2 guys with relative ease here. 172 to 112, finding another player as well. He's chasing after the kill here. He might be able to get this, but it doesn't really matter all that much because it's all about the pressure, and STK's been absolutely succeeding in that category.
Yeah, that hill is back up on top middle. Ogre 2 doing such a good job. I think he's been alive for about a minute and a half now, just constantly turning his head and doing things like that, just cleaning up the kills. The STK team is laying such a solid foundation for Ogre 2 to thrive right now as he's just cleaning up his kills, turning his head every direction, portaling through and staying alive. He might be on 2 minutes now of being alive. Amazing stuff there from Ogre 2, and might stay alive here as well. Finally gets taken down. We'll go ahead and switch over to the VWS side, see if they can get on board. Let's go over to Mikwin, who actually was just taken out. And excuse me, all 4 members of VWS down once again as this hill now has moved. We'll go to Royal 2, who's now racking up some new time for STK.
But I do got to point out, though, that VWS were able to close the gap quite a bit with that A hill.
Yep.
So if VWS can manage to get these plats, right, just get this kind of control, that could potentially, you know, get them back in this game. They have a lot of time to work with. 3 minutes and 42 seconds left on the clock. B is going to be open here, and Ogre 2 having to deal with it. He managed to stay alive. My goodness.
And Royal 2 actually getting that squatter medal for hanging out in that hill a little bit too long and squatting there, and potentially getting yelled at right there for doing too well for his team as they're now up 198 to 133. STK still with amazing map control right here. Now finding Goofy, able to take out that kill, and now right now they're just making sure they maintain map control and slaying power.
Yep, that's right, and the Invis camo is going to be up. Royal 2 gets that one, and B will not have anyone on it presently. It's only going to be about 7 seconds. That's that garbage time I was talking about the STK was getting, because, you know, Warlord's a small map, so you'll be able to get, you know, around the map in no time. But this, I like this play with
Royal
the shotgun in the pocket.
Use this jump up right here. He's going to pop up right here and get this kill right now on Mikwen. Easy kill.
Ouch.
He's going to try to stay alive, but there's a player in the vent, so that's going to be tough. But Royal 2 somehow staying alive, still staying alive, and doing what we call strong siding away, that trademark move, putting your head down so it's a bit more difficult to get that final headshot from an enemy player who might be standing behind you. But nice stuff from Royal 2. Let's go ahead back over to VWS, see if they have what it takes to get back into this match. 2:33 left on the clock, still possible.
Yep, that's right. I mean, you have to think they're only going to be down presently by about 51 seconds here, actually 50 seconds to be exact. And with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left on the clock, this is doable. They will be able to cut into this lead that STK has been able to establish quite a bit if they keep getting the body on C, which they have been doing successfully. Now Naded actually drifting around here, and if he continues to put shots in and be a nuisance, his teammates will be able to clean them up. But with that garbage time left there, STK is going to get that, and now it's going to be moving over to D, and STK gets control yet again.
And unfortunately for Naded there, his team was not able to keep that composure around the hill. He gets taken out, so that's not going to be good for VWS, as STK is able to break that setup, and they're going to rack up even more time.
Yep, and VWS is Naded, who has 219 to 170 hill offense there. Royal 2 is actually able to take out Mikwen. Let's see what VWS is going to do here. The pressure's on.
Yeah, I got to say, Golden Boy, look how important the portals are in almost every game type, right? Because they do have across the map, right? They can send you at such different angles. We're seeing so many top players use those and use them so well. Unfortunately, Naded not able to put them to great use there. But now 219 to 171 as they stay in this match now, and legit trying to push in, pick up this kill, gets that one hill offense, tries to find another player, but gets taken out. STK doing such a good job of making sure VWS isn't able to rack up any solid time just yet.
Yeah, 230, as a matter of fact, to 172. And again, it's still very doable here for VWS. I mean, they're only down by about 50 or so points. 1 minute remaining, though. They need every single minute, every single second, excuse me. And I don't know if that's going to be the case. As a matter of fact, Sliking through everyone from VWS. No, that is not going to be the case. They're going to continue to rack up time. It's mathematically impossible. VWS is going to the losers bracket. STK moving on to the next round to face the winner of Straight Rippin' and TCM Gaming.
I'm taking a look at the STK booth right now. They just realized that the time has run out for the enemy team to catch up, and they had a celebration. They are pretty excited to be moving on here. You know, as we said, one of the players you'll see the players start to no longer move. As we said, that's mathematically impossible. So both teams are actually right now mentally just getting ready for their next match, knowing what they need to do. STK heading to the winners bracket, and on the other side, VWS getting ready for their losers bracket road, which will not be easy.
No, not at all, because you're going to be dealing with either Straight Rippin' or TCM Gaming, who is going to be very, very hungry for a win. On the other side, though, VWS, I'm not counting them out by any means whatsoever. We knew that these matches were going to be tough, and we knew that this was anyone's ball game here coming into the Halo Master Chief Collection Launch Invitational. VWS, though, still in high spirits, which is what you want to see for a team.
Yeah, it's true.